What's going on, guys? What's going on, Thai Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, so, anything at the Minnesota Timberwolves are are advancing to the second round after beating the Lakers. And I'm going to say this. It's that Lakers game, that Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves game series, I think, wasn't the way that we wanted it to be, because we saw Anthony Edwards just dominate the Lakers. Because let's not forget that Anthony Edwards beat 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 Kevin Durant last year in 4 games, beat Jokic in 4 games. Beat Jokic at his home court. Um, beat Jokic at his home court. Last year, and just now beat LeBron James, who we don't know if LeBron James is not going to return or not for next season, which I hope he does. But this Lakers series, I don't know where you put this Minnesota Timberwolves team, because they dominated the game against the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, the Los Angeles Lakers played like a team that you had a good coach. You have a good coach in JJ Redick. I get that. You have Luka. You have Austin Reeves. You have LeBron. You have Bronny on the team. The Lakers were missing that really good big that the Lakers really needed. I think the Lakers in game 4 possibly, or game 3, when they didn't sit their starters and they played them all 46 minutes. Like, when we look back at this, we're going to have to say that LeBron James played 46 minutes in a playoff game, and we know that LeBron James is in good shape for that. We know that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. But the Minnesota Timberwolves made the conference finals last year. Don't you think they would be more motivated to go all the way this year? Don't you think they would be motivated next year, possibly, or years after that, to win a NBA championship? Like, I'm saying, if they get to the NBA finals this year, or the conference finals this year, Don't you think don't you think in a few years when possibly Anthony Edwards is balling right now. Anthony Edwards. Everybody was talking about Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. I wanted to see a good series from both of these teams. The entire playoffs has been amazing to watch. But if Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves can literally play like this against the Los Angeles Lakers, do you think they can beat the Warriors? Do you think they could beat OKC? Do you think they can beat OKC? Do you think they can beat like somebody in the East, like the Boston Celtics, if they get to the NBA Finals? Anthony Edwards is balling. Yes, Anthony Edwards played in the Olympics, and won a gold medal. He learned something from LeBron from LeBron. He learned something from Kevin Durant. He learned something from Kevin Durant. He learned something from LeBron James. He learned something from Steph Curry. When you learn something from the greats that has been in the playoffs every year, that has been on certain championship teams, we could say that Anthony Edwards right now wants to win a championship. Anthony Edwards looks motivated because he got to the conference finals. He beat Jokic twice. He sent Kevin Durant home last year in the playoffs. He just now knocked out one of the greatest players of all time. And I'm going to say this. They put the Minnesota Timberwolves put the clamps on the Los Angeles Lakers. Can we just realize right now that the Minnesota Timberwolves walked into this series and was like, we are going to put the clamps on the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to defense up on these guys. Because Rudy Gobert had a 24-20 rebound point game. And I'm going to agree with what Shaq said after the game was over. Is that Rudy Gobert was dominating that whole game. And Rudy Gobert, I can't believe I'm going to have to say this. Rudy Gobert, that game looked like top 5 of all time centers I'm not putting Rudy Gobert in front of Shaq, in front of Will, in front of the great Bill Russell. I'm not going to do that. Rudy Gobert looked like that game like he was top 5 of centers. Now, we can say that. We can say that now about. We can say that now about how the Timberwolves just dominated the Lakers. And I do think that Anthony Edwards, I know, let me get the elephant out wrong. I know he doesn't want to be the face of the league, but he looks like he's in the conversation for the face of the league. Like, would you want to be the face of the league? Like, I get it. You don't want to be the face of the league, but you want to go out there and win a championship. And everybody, let me just say this. Everybody was like, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. Everybody was saying that. I wasn't saying that. Everybody else were saying Lakers in 5 because I think Lakers fans were like, okay, we can beat the Timberwolves because on paper, you have Luka, you have Austin Reeves, you have LeBron James, you had Jackson Hayes, who you didn't play. You had Jackson Hayes, who you didn't play, in my opinion, that should have gotten minutes. Because Jackson Hayes was balling all year. Like, game 2 or game 3, the Lakers started Jared Vanderbilt. And if I was the Lakers, I would go back to Jared Vanderbilt because being down 3-1, we know LeBron James, how great LeBron James is. LeBron James has been down before he lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He has been down 3-1 before. LeBron James has came back from 3-1. Let's not forget that. LeBron James played 82 games 1 year. LeBron James has 4 championships. We could say that. But the way that Anthony Edwards needs to be the face of the league of the NBA. Anthony Edwards needs to be the face of the league of the NBA. I don't know what else to say about Anthony Edwards because Anthony Edwards, he's balling. He elevated his game this year and took his game to another level where he learned something from LeBron James. He learned something from Kevin Durant. He learned something from Steph Curry. He got experience by playing in the Olympics and learning in the Olympics. He got to learn something from Steve Kerr. Like you could say Anthony Edwards wants to win a championship, wants to get to the NBA Finals. Because we can say that the Minnesota Timberwolves traded Karl-Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle and Devin Chancellor, who I think has been good, solid pieces for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If the Lakers started a lineup of Luka, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron, and Jackson Hayes, Game 5, we would be talking about a whole different series. Because I think if the Lakers, that Luka for Anthony Davis trade was probably the biggest trade ever we're going to see. And with Anthony Edwards, just dominating and dominating, it's kind of like okay, Anthony Edwards is dominating, but Anthony Edwards, look who he's playing with. Mike Conley, who has been to the playoffs. Julius Randle, who has been to the playoffs. Rudy Gobert has been to the playoffs. When you go against LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, that has 50K points in his career, that has the MVPs, that has the defense, that has the MVPs. I'm going to say this. This loss for the Los Angeles Lakers just might be a wake-up call in the playoffs that the Lakers need. Because running through, beating LeBron James and Luka in the playoffs. Look how Luka played with Kyrie. Dallas traded Luka away, who wanted to stay a Dallas Maverick. That just doesn't make sense at all that you would want to trade away a franchise guy in Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Los Angeles Lakers lose in 5 games to the Wolves? Are you kidding me? Because everybody was saying Lakers in 5, Lakers in 6. Everybody was talking that And Anthony Edwards heard that. The Minnesota Timberwolves heard that talk. Everybody, let me get the elephant in the room. Everybody was counting them out. And let me give y'all advice. For those that count you out, they going to count you out. And they were counting out the Minnesota Timberwolves. Because the Minnesota Timberwolves heard the talk. Let me get the elephant in the room. Heard the talk about how the Lakers were going to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if Anthony Edwards is able to beat the Golden State Warriors or the Rockets in that case of the matter, whoever the Minnesota Timberwolves face off against in the next round, we better get our popcorn ready if it's Steph versus Anthony Edwards. We better get our popcorn ready because we're going to see a lot of easy money buckets. A lot of easy money buckets. A lot of easy money assists. And a lot of Jam City dunks. That is what we're going to see. But we know this game, the Wolves put the clamps on the Lakers. They dominated Luka and LeBron. Luka and LeBron, when they're on the court by themselves, I think their record on the court is 7-21. When they're off the court, the Lakers are 6-1, 6-20. That's a big difference. Because when you play your 5 guys and not giving them any breathers that game 4 that showed that the Wolves were ready to go to the second round. But guys, sub if you're new. Guys, never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. And stay blessed, everybody. And peace.